Once upon a time, there was a British sci-fi show called Doctor Who. After debuting in 1963, Doctor Who became immensely popular in the United Kingdom, and it continued to air on the BBC until it began steadily losing viewers, resulting in its cancellation in 1989. However, the show still had an active fan base, something that the BBC soon took notice of. Doctor Who was eventually rebooted in 2005 under the control of Russell T Davies. Series 1 of Doctor Who's revival was ultimately a success. It gave the show new life while still maintaining the core elements of the classic series, as well as expanding the fan base. But what made Series 1 so good? Welcome to the Geek Scene, where today I'm going to be taking a look at each element of Series 1 and review the series as a whole. As the first series of Doctor Who's revival, Series 1 had the task of providing stories good enough to bring back a dead show. This was largely successful, as, in my opinion, The Long Game is the only episode that is actually bad. The rest of the episodes have interesting ideas and scripts ranging from decent to amazing. Dalek, The Empty Child two-parter, and The Bad Wolf two-parter are highlights of the series. Dalek is easily the best New Who Dalek story that flawlessly introduces the Daleks to new viewers by showing just how fear-inducing and dangerous they are. The Empty Child two-parter provides a chilling and tension-filled story with a refreshing and triumphant Everybody Lives ending. The Bad Wolf two-parter starts off with a horrifyingly dystopian first part and ends with a second part featuring a moral dilemma and a deus ex machina resolution that somehow just works. Father's Day is also a great episode that provides some fantastic drama and also shows what can happen if you abuse time travel. Rose is a great first episode that has solid character introductions, making Rose feel like a normal, real person and painting the Doctor as a mysterious alien, leaving even classic fans wondering about him with the introduction of the Time War. The End of the World reveals that the Time War has left the Doctor the last of his kind, which was a huge change from classic Who and a bold risk on Russell T Davies' part. The Unquiet Dead, though I think it is a bit boring, does a great job at showcasing the Doctor's guilt when he persuades Gwyneth to open the rift for the gas creatures, as he feels responsible for what happened to them in the Time War. The Aliens of London two-parter, If You Can Overlook All the Farting, is an exciting story that is a great piece of satire with evil aliens impersonating government figures. Boomtown is a fun little episode that also has a good moral message and provides a nice break before the series finale. Even the series' worst episode, The Long Game, is still somewhat entertaining and plays a role in the wider story of the series, despite its annoying characters and missed opportunity to make the editor the villain instead of a CG mountain of flesh. All the episodes are linked together in little ways, with the mentions of Bad Wolf sprinkled throughout the series, the introduction of the rift in The Unquiet Dead, the human-Dalek hybrid idea in Dalek, the opening of the TARDIS in Boomtown, and the setting of Satellite 5 in The Long Game. These small connections show that the series was well thought out and meticulously planned, with a lot of care poured into it by Russell T Davies and his team. The series arc is satisfyingly resolved in the excellent finale, The Parting of the Ways, with the deus ex machina ending being grounded by the consequence of the Doctor's regeneration. My favorite part of stories in general is the characters and their arcs. Character development often makes or breaks a story for me. Series 1 of Doctor Who features fleshed-out characters that develop significantly over the course of the series. I love watching Rose and the Doctor grow as characters as well as in their relationship. They help each other change into better versions of themselves. The Doctor begins the series as a war-torn version of himself, scarred deeply from his experiences in the Time War. After making the decision to wipe both the Daleks and the Time Lords from existence in order to end the Time War, the Doctor is guilt-ridden and attempts to make up for this by saving people all over the universe, but he distances himself from them. This is shown when he attempts to leave Rose behind after saving her, telling her to forget him. After she saves him at the end of the first episode, however, he realizes he needs someone with him. He continues to have a pessimistic view on life and is a bit ruthless for the first couple episodes of the series, which is best represented in this scene in The End of the World.
Everything has its time and everything dies.
While the Doctor's development can be seen in all episodes of the series, the turning point of his character is shown in the episode Dalek. Dalek exhibits the Doctor's absolute hatred of the Daleks, and his trauma from the Time War is most present here. His reaction to the Dalek is the first time we see how the Ninth Doctor truly is. His cheerful and confident exterior is gone, and his emotional damage is apparent. The Time War has also caused the Doctor to doubt himself, as he hesitates to disagree with the Dalek when it says that he would be a good Dalek. His decision to kill all the Daleks and Time Lords has made him feel very conflicted about his morality, and he fears that he really would make a good Dalek. He almost murders the Dalek at the end of the episode, but Rose convinces him not to. In the episodes following Dalek, the Doctor still doesn't view himself as a good man, but his view on life gradually becomes less pessimistic. The scene at the end of The Doctor Dances is also an important moment for his character, as he really needed that triumphant everybody lives moment. By the time the parting of the ways comes around, the Doctor eventually chooses not to commit mass genocide to get rid of the Daleks as he did in the Time War, thus completing the Ninth Doctor's character arc.
Coward. Any day.
While Rose helps heal the Doctor's wounds from the Time War, the Doctor helps Rose become more open-minded and confident in herself. Rose goes from experiencing a great bout of culture shock in the end of the world to confidently assessing her surroundings when she arrives on Satellite 5 with Adam and the Doctor in the long game. She also becomes even more independent than she already was, and also realizes how unsatisfied she was with her life on Earth. The Doctor and Rose's relationship also gets much stronger throughout Series 1. The Doctor is very reluctant to open up to Rose at the beginning of the series, but he eventually reveals more about himself to her over time. Their relationship is tested in Father's Day, but becomes stronger as a result, and grows so strong that Rose is willing to risk her life to save the Doctor at the end of the series. Rose and the Doctor needed each other, and they were both vital to the other's character development. Acting is a very important factor in any show or movie's success, since great acting can save a bad script, and bad acting can ruin a great script. When it comes to the acting in Series 1 of Doctor Who, it's fantastic for the most part. Christopher Eccleston absolutely knocks it out of the park as the Ninth Doctor. He does an amazing job at selling this version of the Doctor that has been greatly traumatized by war, but puts on a confident facade. As soon as he comes on screen for the first time in Rose, I personally am captivated by his character immediately. Eccleston's performance in Dalek in particular is outstanding. You can truly feel the Doctor's deep fear and hatred of the Dalek through Eccleston's portrayal. He does a great job at showing the Ninth Doctor's character development, and he really brings the character to life. Billie Piper also does an amazing job as Rose, and her performance is even more impressive when you find out that this was one of Piper's first major acting roles. I think her performance is best in The Parting of the Ways, where she is great at portraying Rose's frustration at being sent home by the Doctor, and she is also great after Rose has looked into the heart of the TARDIS. I also think she and Eccleston have great chemistry together. Series 1 also features incredible guest stars, my personal favorites being Simon Pegg as the editor in The Long Game, Sean Dingwall as Pete Tyler in Father's Day, and of course, John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness in the last 5 episodes of the series. The music in Doctor Who Series 1 is phenomenal thanks to the fantastic composer Murray Gold. His music always sets the mood of the episode perfectly. My favorite of his scores in Series 1 are the ones in Father's Day. They invoke a lot of emotion, which is just right for what is probably the most dramatic episode in the series. The special effects in Series 1, though they seem dated now, were a vast improvement on effects used in the classic era. Technology improved significantly during the 16 years Doctor Who was off air, allowing for much better effects to be used. The End of the World contains some particularly impressive CGI for the time that still doesn't look that bad 15 years later. Things like the pupils' faces morphing into gas masks in The Empty Child wouldn't be nearly as unsettling if classic-era technology was used. It would probably just look stupid. Series 1's job was to show that Doctor Who could be modernized and brought back from the dead, and it did that. Overall, Series 1 is an amazing series of Doctor Who. Its stories are interesting and fun, and the series-long arc is pretty decent. Its characters are compelling and have great arcs. The acting is really good, the music is amazing, and the episodes just look pretty good, especially considering they came out in 2005. I can honestly say it is one of my favorite series of New Who. It had to be good to bring back Doctor Who, and that it was. Thanks for watching! I really hope you enjoyed my very first video, and I can't wait to make more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on Series 1, as well as any suggestions for future videos. See ya!